listening to Tough Tiger Talk Flash Report.
Shout out to the Tiger Nation, man. It's time for another episode of Tough Tiger Talk. We up in this thing. I'm Big Q representing the Tiger Nation. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and by all means, feel free to share our links on your social media feed with other diehard LSU Tigers across the nation, the world, matter of fact. So much love as we in for this one here, reacting to the SEC establishing 2024 football schedule format. We're going to talk about some of the things that they discussed in the spring meetings for the SEC and the changes coming across, coming up to this vaunted 2024 year when we see Texas and Oklahoma come to the SEC. This has been in the making now for a couple of years, and we understand that this will definitely catapult the SEC in terms of being the standard. It'll make it a super conference, in my opinion. A lot of pros out there agree with me on this one. So let's get into this. Feel free, please, to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for this episode of Tough Tiger Talk. We up in this thing. And yes, the Southeastern Conference establishing the format for the 2024 football season. They're finalizing the long-term strategy as a 16-team conference. It was announced this past week that in 1 year schedule, SEC teams will play 8 conference games plus one required opponent from the ACC, the Big Ten, the Big 12, the Pac-12, or a major independent during the 2024 season when the University of Oklahoma and University of Texas joins the league. In addition, the SEC will eliminate divisional standings beginning in 2024, which is a big one. The SEC championship game will feature the 2 top teams in conference standings at the end of the regular season. The single standings format would allow every school to play every other school a minimum of 2 times in a 4-year period, regardless of whether the SEC utilizes an 8-game or a 9-game format for future conference competition. So, and this is what was said by the SEC Commissioner, Mr. Greg Sankey. He says, we've been engaged in planning for the entry of Oklahoma and Texas into the SEC since the summer of 21, but the change of the membership date from 25 is to 24, so they just hasten it by a year, create scheduling complexities that can be better managed with a 1-year schedule. Now here he goes. This is what he's saying. Creating a 1-year schedule will provide a longer on-ramp to managing football scheduling around existing non-conference commitments of our members. It also provides additional time to understand the impact of an expanded college football playoff and engage with our media partners as we determine the appropriate long-term plan for SEC football scheduling. So 1-year idea, and of course, they'll adjust as it goes. Now, during this time of change, the family members of the fans will continue to enjoy traditional rivalries and begin to see matchups presented by addition of 2 historically successful football programs in the SEC. Each school's opponents for the 24 season will be announced June 14th on a special primetime show on the SEC network, and dates of games will be announced at a later time frame. So schedule format was approved by vote by the SEC presidents and chancellors following a recommendation from the league's athletic directors during the spring meeting in Sandestin Beach in Florida. So let's react to that and get the thought process from you guys. Y'all fill in the comment section below and let me know how you feel about this particular thing. Of course, we know it's the 8-game format. A lot of people are saying, why not 9 games? But they'll adjust as needed. So 2024 is the year as they're bringing in Texas and Oklahoma to the SEC. It'll ratchet up the competition. It'll definitely affect some recruiting as we had in Texas there. You got Texas A&M out there, and I know they would start your opponents to allowing Texas to come in this thing. Oklahoma comes. So Texas and Oklahoma, man, it'll be big for the SEC. It'll ratchet up the level of competition in the SEC. I think it makes it a super conference to a great degree. But, one of the things that I, didn't like about the announcement of this is the fact that they are doing away with the divisions. So instead of having 2 divisions, in each team, who finished on top of that division will meet into an SEC championship. They basically just made it a 16 team just conference with no divisions in it, and the top 2 teams will represent the SEC in the SEC championship game. And more than likely, most of the time, the SEC championship winner will play for the national championship. So this will be interesting moving forward. Now, do they adjust this? And we'll see how it all goes and how it all shakes. So let me know what you guys like and don't like about this potential schedule that they came up with there in the season. So put it in the comment section. Let me know below as we keep rolling. Also, please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, and make Tough Tiger Talk your favorite LSU podcast. Well, I'll let y'all on the flip side. As always, go Tigers.
Subscribe to the Tough Tiger Talk channel and stay up to date for all things